Here we have the current stock market update, the weekly update for NVIDIA Corporation, stock ticker NVDA. If you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comment section so that other traders will be able to find this information more easily on the platform. So in today's chart analysis, what we're going to be doing is looking at the daily price chart. Each candlestick formation on this price chart represents a one day trading period, one full trading day. So as we can see here, this is a bit of a longer term time frame, and this will allow us to assess the stock price performance from a bit of a longer term perspective. There are some key signals that are starting to flash on this price chart. So I do think it's important to take a step back here and look at the broader picture so that we can identify some important price zones, some important support and resistance levels, so that hopefully traders can develop some profitable trading strategies for this stock going forward. So as we can see here, if we move in a bit, what we can see is the development of a doji candle that is starting to form on the daily price charts. So that would essentially be this candlestick formation here. We can sort of drill into this, move into this closely here. What we're seeing is that share price is essentially the candle on this, the candlestick formation here shows a very small body. What this means is that the opening price and the closing price for this trading day were relatively similar. We really didn't see much price movement based on the open and the close. This could be somewhat surprising to some people because what we have been seeing recently, this stock has been covered more recently in the financial news media because we're finally starting to see some upward price movement here after the stock bounced from $100.95. And there have been some fairly strong movements here, but there are some warning signals that are starting to develop, and I thought that we should just go over those so that we have sort of the bearish arguments in mind for anybody that might be currently long this stock. This isn't necessarily a recommendation to sell the stock. I don't make trading recommendations on the public side of the channel, but I do think that these are important technical signals to note here going forward. So what we do have here is this doji price candle. So we have a candlestick pattern with a very small body and then wicks that extend outside of that body. Ultimately, what this does suggest is that there's a period of indecision in the market. Currently, the market's looking for some direction. We have seen some fairly strong price movements to the top side. Share prices did bounce from just above $100 per share to just above $120 per share. So that's, roughly a 20% price move in a very short period of time. And for a company that's as large as NVIDIA, this is a significant amount of money that's being, invested into the stock to create these types of price movements. But currently, as we can see here, the candle itself is starting to decrease in size. And this is significant because it does suggest that buyers are starting to be a bit more reluctant to enter into long trades here at these somewhat elevated levels. So this does suggest that there's a possible period of reversal that's coming up. So when we pair that with a couple of the price patterns that are also starting to develop on this price chart, I think that long traders should be taking note here because there are some very interesting chart pattern signals that are developing. So currently what we have here is a prior price high, which came in at 120.16. This would be the price high that developed during the August 1st trading session, August 1. And then from there, we did see that movement much lower into $90.69, where share prices found support. And then we moved back into 131.26, which would be sort of the near-term high. From there, we did fall much lower once again. There was a lot of news about potential antitrust probes from the Department of Justice. This would be significant news longer term for the stock, but once that information was processed by the market, once people had a chance to digest that information, the shock, I suppose, of that initial warning signal did start to abate, and we did start to see share prices move higher. However, we're starting to develop these doji candle formations, and as we can see here, this recent price high coming in right around 120.79. We should probably mark that on this price chart here. 120.79 does roughly coincide with the prior price highs, which were seen during the beginning of August. So what this tells us here is that if we do not break above this level, what we could be seeing at the moment would be a potential head and shoulders pattern on this price chart. So essentially, this left shoulder would be 120.16. The head of the pattern would come in at 131.26, and then the right shoulder of the pattern possibly developing here, not guaranteed, but possibly developing here, would be coming in at 120.79. So this is roughly in line with the 120.16 prior highs, and this does suggest that if we were to start to see a reversal here to the downside, this would start to create a head and shoulders pattern for the stock. So that would be very significant because it's something that could make its way into the financial news media. These types of patterns tend to be popular when they are spotted. I think that we're sort of spotting it here in the early phases, and as I said, it hasn't actually developed yet. What we would need to see here would be a price failure in this area. We really do need to see a confirmed resistance zone at this point, rather than just a period of slowdown here, which is what we're seeing at the moment. But if we do start to see a red candle here, it would be bearish for a few different reasons. One on a shorter term perspective, one reason would be that we would also be seeing an evening star formation within the candlestick structures themselves. So what that would mean would be we've got this bullish candle here, a period of indecision, a doji candle formation, and then if we do see a bearish candle that's at least as long in size as this bullish candle, that would give us an evening star formation, which is also bearish on its own. So there would be sort of a shorter term bearish signal within a longer term bearish signal that could be in the process of developing here. Again, this is not a guarantee because we would need to start to see a price failure that occurs at this level. If we did start to see breaks higher, that would invalidate the pattern, and there would no longer be this insistence that there could be a head and shoulders pattern forming on this price chart. So currently, there are some bullish signals here because we have started to trade back above the exponential moving averages here. This is the daily chart, so these price moving averages tend to be more important. Now here we have the 200 period EMA, 100 period EMA, and then most recently share prices did break above the 20 and 50-day exponential moving averages. So that on its own is a positive signal, and it could suggest that share prices will be able to continue moving higher. But what we would need to see here is a resolution of this doji candlestick formation, because as things currently stand, any further price movements here, number one, could create an evening star formation, bearish, and then longer term, that would create a head and shoulders pattern, which would be much more significantly bearish. So here's the current stock market update, the weekly update for NVIDIA Corporation, stock ticker NVDA. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.